Here we are back at Reptastic Adventures. Today we are going to soak the Greek tortoises. There's various species of tortoises that need to get soaked before we lock them into the greenhouse for the winter. Now, right now I'm in the golden Greek tortoise pen. We're dealing with Lebanon or Lebanese golden Greeks. And you can see there's a reason why they get their name. Look at how golden they are. Look at how beautiful this turtle is. Very, very pretty head. And this is an adult female. So these guys have been sitting in this enclosure here, well, this bin, for the last probably hour and a half, and trying to make sure that they get well hydrated before we lock them into this greenhouse for the winter. So with that being said, these guys are pretty much done. They're gonna go in, and I just wanted to show you what we do and how we do it when we're dealing with the greenhouses. So obviously we have their door that is open, and I'm just showing you this greenhouse, and then I'm going to take you to another greenhouse next door which is already blocked. But this one here is open. It's got hay. Now in recent weeks we've been at night just kind of like pushing the hay in there to try and keep drafts from going in there, because temperatures have been dropping down to 38, 39 degrees. So, but for now we're just going to put them in here, and I have two of them, two greenhouses, so I'm going to try and divide them up. I'm not going to put like all the males, all the females together. I'll probably just do like one male in each, because I think there's only two females in this one. Yeah, here's one of the males. And I'll put them in here. Now there's a heat lamp in here. The clamp light is attached to this 2x4, which is driven down into the ground. And the light is on a timer. So technically I can turn it on and off. Right now I have it going on for a few hours in the night, just to, you know, spark a little bit of warmth in there, but eventually it's going to go down and dwindle down to nothing. What I have to do is make sure that once we get into the really cold temperatures is turn it back on, because if we get into temperatures where it drops down to the single digits at night, it's really important that we have, just for the Lebanese golden Greek locale of these tortoises, that I have these. Now the ones over here, which I believe are from Syria, they don't tend to have an issue at all. They don't need the light. I had one get out of the greenhouse somehow, Doug, last year, and moved to another part of the enclosure, burrowed down and brumated out of the enclosure. It's either that or I missed it, but I think it dug out because I saw a hole. So you just want to make sure that these tortoises are well taken care of. These ones are not getting too extreme temperatures. I like to go probably 35 to 45 degrees on these. So if we can keep that in here, that would be ideal. But there's certain times where we get into December, January, and February where we might have those single digits, and these lights have got to go on. So when that happens, we also have a thermostat that goes in here and a reader, so we can check to see what the temperature is inside at all times in the winter time. All right, so let's see, we got one male, we have three females in there. There's another female. So I can just kind of place them in there. Now there's a lot of Timothy hay in there. Now hay will mold a little bit more than straw, but I'm not worried about it because this is enclosed. It's not going to get wet. It stays pretty dry. I also have the heat lamps in there. So, but eventually, once these are all in there, I'm going to close the lid, and I'm going to turn the bolts here and just kind of lock it in. You got to also make sure that it's sitting well and not, because you can get a storm that can blow your greenhouse up. So you want to like pin it down with some wood on top of the top door here. Now come over here, check it out. I've already blocked this one in. I just wanted to show you. These are some of the other, you can see these are the darker phased, which is a different locale here of the golden Greeks, but they are all Testuta Graeca terrestris, and most of these are all darker. I mean, they were different imported shipments. And these guys were already soaked, and they're all ready. The ground is loosened up down here for them to burrow if they want to. There's a lot of hay. And you can see what I did here is I took a 2x6, okay, and I put it up against the hole, and then I put this 2x8 to kind of pin it up there so they can't push it open. I've had that happen in the past, so you always want to make sure that you have something, you know, pretty secure. I also have some stakes that I'm going to drive into the ground right there. That'll also help, just because tortoises sometimes can be pretty powerful. But inside here too, you got this tin on the sides which is capable of heating up when the sun comes out in the wintertime, so that's good. So not only is the greenhouse doing it, but the side walls are keeping it warm down along the ground. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing now. We're soaking all the tortoises. We're doing the Golden Greeks today. We got 4 pens here. Then we got tomorrow the Armenians and the marginated tortoises that we're going to do. But it's really important to make sure that your tortoises go in, because again, they're in a greenhouse, guys. They're not exposed to rain, which is good, but on the other side, they're not really able to hydrate and drink. So you want to make sure that they go in well hydrated. And then sometimes even on warmer days during the winter time, we will check in the greenhouses, and if there's anything on the top, we will grab it and check it out and then maybe soak it and then put it right back in. But we have to make sure that we do that with the water temperature that is relative to the temperature that's in the box, in the greenhouse. We don't want to shock them and put them in freezing cold water or really, really warm water. So we try and keep the temperature around the same. Anytime you brumate or hibernate any kind of species, you want to try and keep them around the same temperature if you end up changing water. So with this, we're going to just try and make sure it's nice and fluffy. There's not a lot of hay in there, so sometimes they're like, over a period of time they'll mat it down. Some of them will be burrowed under, and some of them will just be sitting on the top. So you got to either open this once in a while, fluff up the hay, because the hay works as an insulator. It's kind of like having a blanket on, and you might even have to add more. So got to keep an eye on your tortoises. I think these guys are going to do great. They brumated over there in another pen last year, and everybody came out in great shape. I did have a light in, which I just turned on to extreme temperatures, which I may put in these 2 as well. I got them over there with the Lebanese group. So we'll see what happens. We're just gonna play everything by ear, and we make adjustments as we go. But in case you guys really wanted to know what we do, this is how we do it. We block them in. The tin is, got to make sure it's nice and strong. We also will take some silicone and put it here, because there's some cracks and stuff on the sides, which some air and drafts might get through, so it'll help it stay a little bit warmer in there. But other than that, that's it here for Reptastic Adventures, where we're going to be doing the soaking and boxing up of these, or blocking the tortoises in their greenhouses for the winter in the next couple days. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Hope you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.